hands are perfect. You know, we were very blessed to be working with. I won't mention his name because he doesn't like being mentioned, but there's a doctor who helps myself and our team out quite a bit. So he's been detrimental in this process. But he put me in touch. Sorry, with the leading consultant and surgeon in Ireland. And that guy he done a masterpiece on this hand because it was in a bad way. But that being said, like you know, I was back training within a few days. You know, I was back on a stationary bike. You know what I mean? Cast it up, and I done literally what I could. I was recovering from surgery, and they actually kept me an extra night because my heart rate was so low. But I was trying to explain to him, probably morphined up. But I was trying to explain to him, no, my heart rate is always that low because I'm, you know, an athlete. But and that was a goal of mine to try to keep it in the low 30s. You know what I mean? So I just set myself that little goal as soon as I got out of the hospital to try and work on that and keep my fitness at a good level. And you know, it's been a long process, but here we are. You know what I mean? 3 days out from the fight, and I cannot wait.
Brian, how frustrating was that fight? Because as I said, and I think a lot of the MMA media colleagues of mine, you know, the fans agree that you looked so good yet again until the injury happened.
Look, we know which way that fight was going and which way, like, he was fading fast as well as taking multiple shots. I dropped him 3 times. To be fair, he is so tough because when he went back in between round 1 and 2, I was saying he's done. I knew I had one broken hand, but I was like, he's done. I came out in round 2 with my left hand that wasn't broke at the time, and I dropped him another 2 times. You know what I mean? He could not take me down. He could not land a punch. He couldn't do a thing. I nullified all his attacks, and my offense was just growing and growing and growing. It was only going one way, and then I broke two my hands, 7 breaks in total. You know what I mean? And because of that, I couldn't, you know, get off my offense as well as I could. I tried, but it was just too painful. And then I couldn't stop his takedowns anymore. You'll see against the fence, I found it quite easy getting him back in a more defensive position. I found it easy getting off the fence. I found it easy to stop his takedowns. But as soon as I broke my hands, my arms were pretty useless. And you know, he got me down, got that smash pass, and was just happy to just stay there. You know what I mean? He didn't want to advance position. He didn't want to allow a scramble, and he was smart to do so. But extremely frustrating because of which way it went. Yeah. But so I am set. My goal is to be the world champion, 135 pounds. But I'm not. You know, I'm not. I definitely have on my mind to go back and fight Noad, and I'd love to fight him in Israel and his home turf. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a great. Like, if it makes sense because, you know, the situation of the fight. I broke my 2 hands. I was beating him well, and he missed weight by 2.5 pounds. You know what I mean? He owes me.
Dublin, September, Brian.
Yeah.
Would you like that fight with Noad? Maybe a rematch there in Dublin.
Maybe. I'm kind of thinking they usually put an Israel show late in the year, and I'm hoping for a 135 pound top 10 in Dublin. Not to look past my opponent right now, but that's what I'm looking for. You know, I look at the featherweight tournament, the featherweight division. It's a great division, and I do fit in well there. But you could do a 24-man tournament there with the names that are there. 16-man tournament certainly is going to be exciting. I cannot see a top 16 in that bantamweight division. The top 5 are great, and I'm going to smash them all. But the top 10, a big drop off after the 5 for sure. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to winning this fight, dipping my toes in the bantamweight division, putting on a statement, and then, you know, taking a step up in competition again.
How do you feel about the shift between the weight classes? Where do you feel, obviously, at your most optimum, and how is this weight cut being going into this one?
Every fighter is going to say everything's gone so smooth, but, you know, I'm not going to lie, this has been very smooth. But, you know, every morning I got up, I've been contacting Tristan Kennedy, my nutritionist, and we've been going back and forward every single morning for every day of this camp. Likewise with Colin Byrne from McGregor Fast, and the 2 of those guys have been working together before to communicate with me. So we have we got a great thing going to get the weight down, to have my conditioning where it needs to be. My strength is fantastic. You know, this has been the most efficient and productive my camp has ever been, and you know, that's also shown in the spars that I've had as well, and the rolls and the time on the mat. So I'm really excited about this one. You know, probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I kind of said to myself, why the feck haven't I done this all along? Why haven't I hit the bantamweight? Why haven't I done this before? But to be honest, it's just I'm at a stage again now in my life where, it's full time. This is I wasn't able to do it before, and now the time is right.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Do you feel, though, in a certain way, Brian, that you've been forced to go back down to 135 pounds? Obviously not based on performances, but obviously the results. It was obviously frustrating the last time out. It's all about the world title for you. Is that why you've taken the decision to go back to 135 pounds?
Look, I could go back to the 145 and compete well, and I feel like I was growing there. You know what I mean? I put in like my first full time camp against Belsanti. I knocked him out and choked him out in a round, and then my next fight against Noad, like we discussed, that was going one way. I was growing in there, and like Noad is known to be a big featherweight, and he didn't feel like a big featherweight. Now what I'm doing is I'm going down to level out the playing field. You know what I mean? He missed weight by 2.5 pounds. Like I woke up on weight. You know what I mean? I'm going to put in a necessary cut that other people are doing to be to utilize my strength as such in a different weight class. I don't feel like I was forced to go down, and I'm not finished with featherweight by any means. You know what I mean? So I'll happily go between the two, but I want a world title. I want a world belt. You know what I mean? And I want to be I can see that a clear path to a world title and to being a world champion at bantamweight at 135 pounds. Is
there a chip on the shoulder, Brian?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Not going to lie to you. You know what I mean? This took a lot of that last fight, that last situation hurt a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you. Like I felt useless for weeks on end, and if you know me, I'm a fairly active guy. I'm a go-getter. I'm always up and ready to go at the day. And I felt pretty low in those circumstances. And my dad turned around to me, because to be fair, he was through a lot of it with me. He took time off work and brought me up to get my consultant, to get my surgery done. He stayed over there all with me, and he turned around to me a couple of weeks ago and he goes, "You remember how you felt, how emotional you were when you were in that hospital bed and you couldn't do a thing, you know what I mean, and you were in all that pain." He goes, "You think about that now before you step in there again." He goes, "This is what it means," you know what I mean? And so there is a chip on my shoulder, and this guy on Saturday will pay for this, you know what I mean, for all what we went through, you know what I mean. Not being able to hold my kids was the hardest. Yeah. I don't give a fuck anything else, genuinely, you know what I mean. That was the roughest.
Jeez, yeah, both hands obviously broken. Brian, you said there, he's going to pay a price. Is it important to keep that emotion under check on fight week and in the fight, so you implement your own game plan?
I'm smart enough to know my game plan, and if emotion creeps in, well, just to use that, you know what I mean. Every fighter is different, and that's you gotta follow your own compass and march to beat your own drum on that one, because you'll see some guys like Gunny who's super calm, super relaxed. If I fight like that, I don't fight well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've tried to be that a little bit more, that more kind of a relaxed mindset. It doesn't work well for me. You know what I mean?
Do you think your boxing is so good now that it's almost second nature in terms of your muscle memory and things like that? Because we look at your strike, and I've said this for a long time, that I think you're one of the best boxers in Ireland in terms of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Like I've put myself in all those positions. Positioning is key, and my head movement, my footwork, my feints get me into them positions, and I react as well as anyone in those positions. And like you said, it's muscle memory. It's things that have been drilled tens of thousands of times. I put in 3 and 4 hour training sessions by myself to make sure that muscle memory is there, that I'm twitched and ready to go. You know what I mean? So I'm ready. I can't wait for it.
Do you know much about your opponent? It's obviously his Bellator MMA promotional debut on Saturday night.
Yeah, I've looked at a lot of his fights, a lot of his footage. He's fought good opponents. He's fought in a good organisation with M1 Global before. He's a smaller guy. He's fought flyweight and bantamweight. He will be a smaller man, but that's not. There's advantages and disadvantages. That I'm not going to go in thinking I'm a bigger man. I'm going to steamroll this guy and that'll be it. I'm going to have to put all the practice that I put in place on Saturday night, all the hard work that I've done. I'm going to have to produce that on Saturday night. So it's no walk in the park. I'm going to have to go out there and be my best. And he's stylistically, he's well versed as a striker and a grappler. You know what I mean? He's pretty unorthodox. He's pretty tricky, is the word I've been using. You know what I mean? But I just think my pressure, my movement, and my shots are going to be too much. You know what I mean? I can't see it going into the second round. If it does, it'll be the further this fight goes, it's going to play more and more into my hands.
You've talked about the pain. obviously of the last few months, the emotional pain of not being able to, hug your kids. You're saying almost as if this guy is going to pay for the last few months. You expect a statement on Saturday night from yourself and a finish?
Absolutely. Look at the bantamweight division. Like I said, there's 5 good guys, 6 good guys maybe. Do you know what I mean? Maybe more. Maybe there's 7. There's a lot of good, guys who kind of broke the fringes there recently. 1, 2 good fights puts you right in there in title contention. This is going to be one of those fights that I want people going, well, we got a new contender here, you know what I mean? Then give me a guy in the top 10 and let me smoke him as well. And then you've got a real contender in your hands, you know what I mean? And to be able to bring a world title back to Ireland would be a dream come true for me.
Does it matter that James Gallagher, your teammates in the same division as well, would that ever be a sticky point, because he's obviously gone after the 135-pound title as well?
Yeah, but you just don't know which way MMA is going to go. James has all the potential and talent in the world to achieve that same goal as well. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. And but no matter what division you go in, you go up to featherweight, you got Pedro, you go up to lightweight, you got Quealy, you've got all good teammates in every division. You know what I mean? You just got to focus on you and be the best you can be. But if James gets gold, I'll be just as ecstatic. You know what I mean? I'll help him every step of the way too, and I know he will help me too. You know what I mean? James is like a brother to me. He's not just a teammate. You know what I mean? I have a lot of time and respect for all my team, but James is one of my closest pals in there, I have to say.
Yeah, so there's obviously no chance of you thrown down then in the future.
We do every week. We just don't get to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not under the big lights.
Brilliant stuff, Brian. Always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the fight on Saturday night. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, brother. Cheers.